Extra lesson number 2. Can animals really think? Can they make decisions based on information? For years, scientists have debated these questions. Now, many of them believe that some animals have the brain power to understand new situations, make decisions, and plan ahead. The following are just a few of the many examples of animal intelligence that scientists have observed. Dandy is a young male chimpanzee at the Wisconsin Regional Primate Center. Recently, he did something that surprised scientists there. The scientist had buried some grapefruit in the sand. Dandy knew where the grapefruit was, but when the other chimps were in the area, Dandy pretended that he did not know the location. Later, when the other chimps fell asleep, Dandy went right to the spot where the grapefruit was hidden, dug it up, and ate it. Amazingly, Dandy was able to plan ahead and trick his friends. A green-backed female heron in Japan also did something surprising. She invented a new, creative way to get her food. When she saw some minnows swimming around in a pond, she came up with a way to catch some. First, she found a twig and broke it into small pieces. Then, she took it to the pond and put it in the water. She even moved it to a place in the pond where it would attract the minnows. Finally, when the minnows swam over to the twig, she was able to catch one for her lunch. This shows how the heron was able to make and use a tool. At the University of Arizona, a gray parrot named Alex surprised his trainer, Irene Pepperberg. She has been working with Alex for 15 years, teaching him to talk, name and count objects, and answer simple questions about them. He is very good at these tasks. He even says, "I'm sorry," when he makes a mistake answering a question. But what Alex once did outside of the laboratory was even more impressive. When he had to go to the veterinarian's office for lung surgery, he became upset. As Pepperberg started to leave, Alex said, "Come here, I love you, I'm sorry, I want to go back." Alex thought he was being punished for doing something wrong. He seemed to be able to use language to express his thoughts. A gorilla named Timmy, who had lived alone for most of his life, provided another unusual example of animal behavior. Timmy was brought to the Bronx Zoo in New York to mate with Patty Cake, a female gorilla who lived at the zoo. After their baby was born, it became sick and the mother and baby were taken away. The head of the zoo reported that Timmy became very upset when they left. He wouldn't eat or sleep. He even cried. He looked everywhere to see if Patty Cake had returned. It certainly seemed like he had fallen in love. In Italy, scientists showed that an octopus could learn how to perform a task by watching another octopus do it. In this experiment, an octopus who did not know how to open a jar to get a crab inside was allowed to watch another octopus who did know how. After observing how the second octopus did it, the first octopus was able to open the jar himself. Until recently, many scientists had thought that only mammals could learn by watching others. Stories like these raise many questions about animals and the way they think and behave. It seems that animals are capable of more than just processing information like a robot. Perhaps their behavior is a result of more than just instinct and memorized rules. Based on these observations, more scientists are concluding that animals really can think. What do you think?